Alright, I should be live now. And chat, let me know if you can hear my AC unit. I don't know if like OBS or YouTube's doing black magic to censor it. But yeah. I think I wanted music up a touch more. Not that much. There we go. Alright. Chat should be working. Everyone should be notified. And I actually need to get my buddy set up quick on Messenger. Actually, we could show the ntop ng bill while we're waiting for him to get set up. Meet.jc. Wow. Stop camera. Alright, so everything should work, and hopefully I can do this guy. Alright, Wayland appears to be happy about this still. Cool. So let's go here. I always get like janked out when I do screen sharing on Wayland because I'm an old man and I've been doing it since it was super bad. Alright. If you can hear my dog, that's Max. He's doing his best. We love him. So many windows. But yeah, so what the heck have I been up to? I added an ntop ng dashboard. So hooray for that. Basically, it shows you what's going on your network at any given time, what activity is happening, all that good stuff. And then I went to Self, so that was super cool. Self is Southeast Linuxfest. I actually gave a talk about ShiftMon while I was there. Let me actually just shut off the AC unit because it's bothering me. So I went to Self and that was super fun. Basically, Self is Southeast Linuxfest, and I gave a talk about ShiftMon, which is the tool I work on for open source monitoring and observability. It wasn't like a technical deep dive where I showed like how to instrument things. I just kind of went over who it could help, how it helped me, and all that good stuff. And high level, like what it's doing, that it's a glue project and what we're gluing together. So that was super fun. Another thing that's been super cool that's happened is Grafana 10 came out and GrafanaCon happened. And I was actually really interested to hear that NVIDIA is actually using Loki for threat data. So there's hope that I could have my Loki sim someday. So, fun too. Pick up, you dork. I told you 8 o'clock. Yeah, whatever. So, yeah, Self is super cool. I definitely want to go again next year. What was it? I was listening to Ask Noah show and I got called a slam clicker, which is basically you go to the talks and leave. And it was because I was there like with family and staying with family and I wasn't like in the hotel. So once you go, it's like a minimum 10-minute car ride to where I was sleeping. and like once you go, you're just like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this for the day. Whereas if you're in the hotel, you can be like, I need to recharge my social battery, go up to your room, take a nap, slam an energy drink, or like watch some YouTube and just not people for a minute, and then come back is much more of a thing. The other thing is too is like when you go with somebody, they might not be wanting to go, so there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I want to do it again, better and different next year. I love Linux conferences because like I'm always the Linux weirdo, um, like at work and stuff, and even like the computer geek in the family. So it's nice to get to hang out with a whole bunch of like-minded people where you can just kind of let your nerd flag fly. So I think that's super cool. So yeah, conferences are fun. I've actually gotten some like people joining the Matrix Sherman stuff from doing a talk, and I met some really interesting people. One thing I did learn is that if I do want to do, uh, what should we call it? If I want to do like a HA deployment for Shiftmon, it might make sense to do a HA deployment. If I want to do an HA deployment, Kubernetes is the move to do that, but uh, I shouldn't DIY it most likely. I should use someone else's Helm charts and then probably populate it in the front end. So I think like the long-term play is probably going to be to like say, hey, here's the Kubernetes charts you need to, or the Helm, sorry, not Kubernetes charts, the Helm charts you would need to use in your Kubernetes cluster to deploy this scalably, or so you can scale it out, use object storage, all that good stuff. And then populate the content through the API rather than doing it now, which is plopping YAML files on disk. And that might make more sense. The other nice thing about having a like front end way instead of a back end way to do it is you can use it to populate Grafana Cloud. So if you want like the prepackaged Ansible roles and you like the integrations that Shiftmon has, you can consume them with Grafana Cloud because like in my talk, I said there's situations where you don't want to worry about horizontal scaling. You don't want to worry about uptime, who watches the watcher, all that nonsense. You just want to shoot your metrics somewhere else and have someone else's SRE team take care of that for you, which is definitely a thing sometime. The fun part is about that though is credit card scaling, which is what this dashboard is. I actually used it in the talk to explain like what happens when you use cloud services. So cloud services usually run off of like a usage-based model where you pay for the amount of like CPU or the number of CPUs or number of memory if you're using a virtual instance, or if you're using a more abstracted cloud service. So Grafana Cloud is a good example of that. They charge you for like some weird metric like the number of time series. So this is before I turned on Grafana Cloud, or sorry, before I turned on NTOP-NG, and then this is after NTOP-NG and what it would have cost at the ingest rate I had. So if I was being dumb and not like lowering my sample rate, I'd be getting like a bill for $445, and then if I shot the fire hose at it, it'd be like $1,300. I'm actually curious what it'd be at now. So if I do the last 90 days. So that's the minimum number of time series where some data would have dropped. But now I realized my Home Assistant setup was broken. So along with all that other stuff, like I would have been on the hook for some fat bills. And the nice thing is like Victoria Metrics is super resource efficient. So like one core can handle 300K series or something like that. So I'm at 43K and I have like room to spare in my hypervisor. It's like for my use case, on-prem super cool, and I'm probably not going to look into like running Kubernetes for anything more than development because this is the deployment model that makes sense for me. But you could be working at a startup. You could need more durability or more reliability and more uptime than you can get even in like a highly available virtual machine, or you don't want to have to deal with like a terabyte of NFS data for logs or something dumb like that. So, yeah. So let's get into, I guess I could go through some of the Git commits too and see what's going on. Um, so one thing that is an update for the project, I guess, but isn't like gonna show up in a code repository is I want to do 2 social things a month. So like this month it's gonna be like this stream itself, where I actually went to like I handed out business cards and gave a presentation and shared it. And then this could be the second thing this month. So code, let's do commits. So you should probably get like 2 streams or like a stream and a blog a month out of me now. So Patrick ended up doing me a solid right here and fixing my defender config where it was being shoved in the wrong directory and not scraping data. So thank you very much, Patrick, for that. I'm actually getting some interest from some like Windows people that are more in like an SMB setting and they deal with a lot more Windows than I do. I have like the only time I ever even boot into Windows anymore on my like desktop is to play a game with anti-cheat, and I haven't played a game where that's been an issue in a while. So, what was this guy? Fix to align with install, merge. Oh, yeah. So that's all the MR stuff for that. Added details to DC. Okay, so this was for setting up NTOP-NG. So now NTOP-NG is a supported platform. So if you have, I've only tested it in OpenSense. It should work for pfSense too. But you can set up the InfluxDB integration with NTOP-NG. So that's super helpful. And then there was a bug with the Caddy dashboard I actually did in a live release at Self. So that was really nice. So, oh, hey, you're here. You should make more noise, Jacob. Or Sad Panda.
Sorry, I'm trying to get Nagios loaded up on my machine on Docker, so I'm having fun with that right now.
You doing what on Docker?
Installing Nagios. Like that's what my work uses, so I'm trying to understand it better.
You uninstall Nagios.
I wish that was an option.
So you deal with the terrible thing at work. You should play with the good thing at home for catharsis.
Oh, I will eventually. It's just I want to learn it for work, and then once I learn it enough that I don't have to care about it, then I'll load like our file or something.
Yeah. I haven't played with it. I would probably use something like NEMS. I don't know. There's like pre-canned Nagios installs that are similar to what Shiftmon does, where like you're not installing it from source and all that. But
Yeah, that's what you're basically doing. I'm just pulling it from an image that's already existing.
nice. Does it do a push or a pull setup for Nagios?
Pull. I think it's a pull.
Oh, yuck. I guess so. Your use case at work, everything's statically assigned or at least has a DNS name, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's whatever. One use case that obviously doesn't work for is laptops, because like you can't scrape an endpoint that's in a coffee shop somewhere.
Yep, it's just mostly for our routers, switches, Nutanix servers, all that fun junk.
Nice. So you don't get fun dashboards like this for NTOP NG.
No, I just get a command list or a a little spreadsheet thing that says, "Hey, all these services are down. Please fix them or stop sucking."
So does the Nagio setup you're used to like even have RRD graphs or something like that? Where like they give you a time series of what this metric was doing over time. So if like I go to um, OpenSense, so like if I get an alert about my OpenSense box, it'll actually send me to here.
It can. Um, it does have like a full like a timeline. Like, hey, this has been up for 23.5 hours out of the last 24.
So like you can go into a web interface and actually like go through assets like this.
Yeah.
Okay. I never even got Nagio set up. I had like moved the closest thing to like older monitoring tools I ever got remotely working was Zabbix. Which the thing that bothered me about Zabbix was like a bunch of Windows services had a string appended to the end of them. So it would be like bitservice.7q49 and then that service name would change and be in some weird state and I'd get like 5 alerts every time I rebooted a Windows server. Whereas this has a different way of dealing with that. Okay. I need to figure. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to turn you up. My audio editor told me to turn you up. This is what my alerts look like. Or the alerting panel. I get like a notification on my phone. I could set up PagerDuty, but Grafana has a cool alternative built in. And you could set it up to like Heartbeat with the cloud one so you don't have a who watches the watcher issue. Maria bias at 1040. Dang it. There we go. So I have an automation issue I was going to fix quick. Sudo systemctl start. I don't know why this keeps failing. But usually if I just manually restart it, it stops being stupid. So we can come back to that. So do you want to learn how to modify a dashboard and ask any questions you have along the way?
No, I mean dashboards aren't too hard. It's just getting it for like how you like it. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
user basis.
Yeah. The users aren't allowed to edit some of the pre-canned ones because you end up with a automation and meat bags fighting each other problem. I don't know if you've ever run into that, where like the automation solution just clobbers whatever's there. And so like if a user manually if you end up using Terraform, you end up with that because it's very assertive about its right and that's how you're supposed to use it. So if like somebody changed it so this machine is pinned to this host or whatever instead of the one you initially set it with, it will be like, hey, this machine's broke, I need to fix it. But yeah. So let's add a new panel or new row. And then I have to do this dumb song and dance. I have to like shove it below stuff. CPU percent. Okay, so now should be able to edit the panel. One thing that's going to be cool is Grafana's getting support for contextual rows. Was it rows or panels? But basically, the dashboard can change contextually. So like it, instead of having like a separate dashboard for Caddy or Nginx, it would just be like, oh, Caddy's here. I'm gonna show you that stuff. So it'd show like the normal stuff for everything, and then if it had like a relevant row, it would show it. Which would be dope. Metrics, smart, device. This one to be an instant. Then ah, don't you hate when you can't type?
Or you miss a comma.
Yeah, that one sucks. $host. What? There we go. So I want this to be a table. Then smart device temp C host. Apparently I can't spell the word host right the first time tonight. It's not the only time I can't spell anything. And I'll do time series again just to make sure everything's happy there. All my drives are the right temperature. And then I should be able to do instant. So now if I do a table, because all the data I want is there. I don't think that was right. Capacity. But I told you to do instant. There we go. Except that didn't pivot right. Yeah, that did not do what I wanted it to. This can actually be slightly annoying. Join by. I do join by serial number. Okay, so if I do join by device. Curious why it flipped all the tables like that. So maybe I do want merge. I want series to row. I think you can do joins in Prometheus. Left joins.
I finally got MFA set up on my Guacamole server.
You have what?
MFA set up on my Guacamole server.
Oh, guacamole, nice. Is it TOTP?
Yep.
Nice. I never got into guacamole. I always just preferred using like the native way to do it. Like using Remina for RDP and then my terminal for SSH.
Well, I just have it set up so I'm using a Cloudflare tunnel, so that way I can access it anywhere without actually exposing my public IP.
Nice.
So I can just type in guac.sadpandaexpress.com/guacamole.
But I guess I had a VPN pretty early on too in my home lab.
I haven't gotten that far. I'm just setting stuff up to mimic work and try to actually understand how our shit works.
Gotcha. Um, yeah, I've been using FireZone for VPN and it's super nice. I was running it just like straight on the OpenSense router, but you have to manage keys manually, and it got super annoying. Whereas like, is it Ymir? Yeah, Ymir. I can sign in. I have MFA and all that. You can actually set up OIDC with it too. So I kind of want to test like what would happen if you uh, disable the user. So like have an active WireGuard tunnel up and then delete the user and then see what happens, or like how much time until pings start dropping. But so I need to make sure I can like go to me, do an add device, but I can just like never. I can just go in here and like test device, then hit generate config, and it'll give me like a QR code I can scan if it's the mobile app, or if I have the or if I need the plain text file to like import into Network Manager, I can add it really quick. Super nice. This was not how I wanted to group stuff. Merge series to row. Wait, I can look at my own prior art. I figured this out once. I don't need to do it again. Libvert. What did I do? Join by labels. Okay, cool. So I want to do join by labels. And then I did name and domain name. Cool. So if I do join by yeah, that's what I want. Go past Matthias, you're cool. So this should show the smart device health okay and temperature yes. This is what I wanted. Now I can do organize, fields, capacity I want to keep, dB, device, host, model, power. I don't even know what WNN stands for. Do you ever have that sometimes? You're like, what the heck is this thing? Need the rest of those. So I want device to go first. Crap. Device. Serial. Serial. So then I need to do a rename rule. Capacity. I think there's a thing where you can add units. Add field override. Bam. So, what was the issue you were having? You still there? I think my mic might have cut.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. So what was the issue you were having earlier?
Nothing. I just set up the ports wrong. I changed port 80 on it to port 60 by accident,
Oh,
so it wasn't able to load the web interface.
so it's just a straight up fat finger.
Yeah, so I just edited it real quick, and now I got it going.
Okay, cool. So now I want to do overrides. Overrides. Fields with name. Device health okay. Add device property. They do this. Fields with name state. Standard options unit. Okay. Unit. What's the unit name for that? String short acceleration angle. Our dog's been barking a lot today, and I cannot tell you why.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
No, he's not. He does his best. He's super anxious for like no reason. So, um, yes, yay, yay, Boolean logic. So, drive healthy. So temp, fetcher. So the weird thing about this table is no matter what, it is always going to look like garbage. So device, yeah. So I need to add a fields with names. So what Docker container did you pull down for Nagios?
It's Jason something. Jason Rivers / Nagios. Yeah, literally, it's a 1-2 like install. Literally, just run the pull and then you run the quick little like, hey, here's what ports I want to use, and this is like the TCP port you can use for web browsing.
Nice. Docker run name. Surprised it doesn't have a compose file. Or does it? Oh, it does. That's nice of them. Have you messed with compose yet?
No, not that I know of.
So I think it comes with the default install in Docker, but instead of so like instead of having to deal with this nonsense and shoving it inside of like a systemd service or something like that, so it starts a boot and everything, Docker has a tool called Compose where you can just shove everything in a YAML file like this and then do Docker Compose up and it will change everything. And it's not a huge deal for a deployment like this, but like for Shiftmon, there's um, bias at Armin, Podman, PS Tech. So there's grat air pipe w count tech. There's like 11 containers. It's 10. So instead of having to set up like all the weird command line arguments for running 10 Docker containers, it just does it all for you. And it makes it easier if you're like templating stuff out. So like in the Shiftmon deployment, there's Uptime, Kuma, and Grafana on call that are optional. That oh crap, I'm only sharing the tab. Um, there's certain services that are optional that you can use. So it's easy to just have the template. let's do share. There. You should be able to see my screen again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. You should totally. How far along are you with that container?
What do you mean?
Like, do you have it up and running yet, or?
Oh yeah, it's up and running. I'm just
Oh, cool.
I'm installing Nagios XI too because that is actually the monitoring tool that we use at work.
Oh, you guys actually have like the licensed version of Nagios.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one might actually have like graphs and shit.
It does, but so does the just the base Nagios.
See how the other half live. This isn't bad. It could be worse. It could also be significantly better. So all that stuff is happy. Add an override. Unit bytes. I think it's IEC, yeah. One thing that's weird about smart data is like half the time some of the stats don't show up.
I'm gonna send you a message on Facebook and give you access to my Guacamole server. You'll just have to set up your MFA, which you can just scan the QR code. And then I'll give you access to like a Windows 10 machine that has all the Nagio stuff and the Proxmox stuff, so you can look at it, but just don't break it.
What? I'm done breaking Windows and Proxmox. I'm breaking bigger and better things now. You know, do you care if it's like on stream?
I don't think I have anything like public on there, so I should be fine.
Okay, sweet. I'm healthy.
But I'm gonna once I do that, I'm gonna go help Kelsey with everything, get ready for bed.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of important.
Yeah, yay for babies.
Fields with name. Unit. Temperature, degrees Celsius. goes there. Query. I need to put other smart things on there. Should do for the... Oh yeah, crap, I need to deal with music being super loud. Thanks producer, also known as my lovely wife. Who gave herself the best job description ever. Okay. How's music now? This panel. Smart. Oh, some of the attributes are going to be fun. But we can call this Prus. Run query. To do instant run queries. This is going to be the weird thing about smart data. Smart data is not the smartest thing in the world, and it kind of makes me angry. So like, there's different fields that get reported on different devices, and this is actually, Zeek is a really good test case actually, because there's, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different hard drive vendors in here. And all 3 media types that most people that ShiftMon's targeted at are going to run into. Because there's NVMe, solid state, and spinning drives. So they'll all report different things. Yeah. It's instant both. All this guy's smart devices. End error. Sure to run an instant. Decatur. And you and air. So I think it's sorted right so far. The only thing maybe would be like get rid of this stuff or put it up top. My brain likes like all the redacted stuff and all the visible stuff shown in one place. Samsung Evo Rocket. Oh crap, did YouTube chat get weird too? Technology's fun, kids. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end the stream super soon because I have to turn off the AC. I'll probably do a quick test to see if the AC actually works, or like if my mic cancels it out. But tomorrow, I get nice AC. So, the AC unit is on. Ah, sweet air conditioning. Yeah. Can is my mic canceling out the it looks like my mic's canceling everything out. Like there's some black magic happening, but it probably sounds like I'm talking in a wind tunnel. Yeah. So I have a smart panel now. I'll probably need to do some more research on end-to-end errors and figure out my streaming setup a bit better. And I'll definitely have more fun taking a dump on Nagios because it's old. It's not that like all old things are bad, but it's like you use something that's gotten to benefit from the I won't say mistakes. It's learned from what's happened before it. So it can just be like, oh, I'm not going to do that stupid thing. Or like, I'm going to support push and pull in the case of Victoria metrics. Or like Grafana where it supports more than one data source, stuff like that. Yeah, end-to-end errors, we'll leave it there. Okay, so cool. I'll keep streaming for a bit. Let's figure out what some of this other smart data is. Because I've done some stuff with smart. So let's do here, explore. Smart. Attribute value. And then let's limit it to host. I cannot type the word host tonight, Jesus. Okay. This one's a big yikes. So this one might actually be the... You might just be able to make everything into like a Giga dashboard out of this one query. Because it shoves everything into labels. So I might try that quick. Or duplicate. Let's just copy this guy. Here, we go to edit. Think we can ditch these queries. And then do smart attribute value, host, host. Wait a minute, did this not run the... change? How did that work out? It felt like there were way more time series returned. Yeah, what the heck? Smart attribute value. Oh. Is it only returning... Is it only returning no? Oh, there it is. Smart attribute. Yeah, okay. That's what we want. So now we want to do a table. And now we want to do transform to unmute this. Okay. I want to join by... So does the same thing... Okay, so the same stats can have different flags. So maybe this one, it would be smart... smart. It'd be smart to, like... do a smart device, maybe? And then hopefully that doesn't cause a bug. Or, like, it... gets polluted, essentially. And hopefully it just fails empty. Yeah, because this is actually everything I care about. But the issue is with this one is it's going to probably need to be per device. So I think the play would be to have like the high level one here, where it's just like drive healthy and here's the temperature, and actually get rid of some of the other data. And then have like the more verbose thing later, and see if you can get like the panel to repeat per device. Can you get the panel to repeat per device, maybe? Yeah. 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 Heck yeah. So this would be the smart devices, and then... this would be device overview, and hit apply, and then smart attributes. So I would have to do a device. Okay. So now if I go into settings, variables, new variable, query, smart underscore device, because I think Prometheus you snake case everything. Smart device, data source, metrics, query type, label values. And then explore and device. His device will be unique. Oh, I know what I need to do. Stream selector here, and do smart device, and then do $1 host. Damn it, host. That's bad. That's not good. Table. Oh, well that's poopy. Does it not even have any of the, like, instant? It doesn't even show any of the, like, show all 163, okay. Well, that's no fun. Do I not have the NVMe tools installed? Telegraph Smart. NVMe. Just type NVMe CLI. So does Zeek. SSH Zeek. Which NVMe CLI. DNF search NVMe CLI. Sudo DNF install NVMe CLI systemctl restart Telegram. Ah, crap. Okay, for NVMe, just type the plugin command line utility. It has the feature. Optionally, the vendor specific. Okay. So clear sudo nvim etsy system or etsy telegraph. I'm wondering if I'm missing something. So let's check. Optionally, smart CTO. Held in separate threads, get routines to gather attributes. Some devices. Sequential reading of smart data. Which NVMe? Oh. Optionally set this. I wonder if that's the issue. So Telegraph config, and then test it out. Grep nv. Huh. So there's smart underscore value? Is that actually what I want? Smart attribute, raw value, raw value, raw value. And then this one has all the NVMe stuff, enable fail. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay. See, this is why I'm glad I actually have a good test case on this data. Because, like, there's other times where I'm not a good test candidate, but this is, like, freaking everything in it, which is really cool. Because it has, like, the different block device types. Okay. So, smart device values. I want to do smart attribute raw value. And then do under raw. Think that got everything? Cool. So now I do this, I do this. Smart attribute raw value. And then can't you do wait, shouldn't this repeat? Repeat this panel for each value in the selected variable. This is not visible when in edit mode. You will need to go back to the dashboard and then update the variable or reload the dashboard. Okay. I know what I have to do now. I don't like it. Dashboard. So I need to make a new dashboard, quote unquote. That's really just the old dashboard. Import, load, call this guy smart, and then change the UID to X. It's the board that's going to give it to you. This is supposed to repeat for each smart device. Oh, you can do pagination. Neat. Show table footer. Field, cell type. You know, I'm just not going to do the repeat thing because that'd actually be super obnoxious in devices like this where there's a crap ton. Disable repeating. Let's go back to the beginning. Do an edit. Then we'll add smart device. Or what is it? Device is smart device. Yeah, this is the nice. This is the nice one. So now the other thing we need to get. This one actually does need two queries. So it's smart attribute threshold. Then do host is host, and then device. Device is smart device. And this one would also want to be instant. And then, yeah, these are already joined, aren't they? Mwah. Chef's kiss. Yeah, so they're joined by name. So now this becomes raw. Or this becomes value, and this becomes threshold. Device. So device isn't needed anymore because it's encoded. Yeah. We don't care about device. We don't care about model. Don't care about capacity. Don't care about serial or power. These are all things that are gone or calculated other places. It's not showing, which is weird. And then enable, I have no idea what the heck. Okay. So fail, flags. So host is getting muted, models muted. I think it needs the like name dragged to the top though. So name gets to go up here. Boom. I had that muted. Oh my gosh, I am not that smart. And then fails blank. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but okay. So now if I look at like an NVMe drive, huh, I didn't know this actually had multiple temperature sensors. That's cool. Available spare. So yeah, this scrolls well enough. So now what I would like to do is to take this panel and then do like the temperature as a time series next to it. So now if I do both on device temp degrees Celsius, poop. I can take the W, or I think I might just take the W for the night and call it good. Okay. So we have capacity where it's listed. It's interesting that capacity doesn't show up here, but so for now, just to kind of get like the basic dashboard going, I think there. I think whatever half is. Size. Crap, I don't have anything that's a half panel. Or wait, I do. Nope, it's thirds. I actually do think. Okay. So yeah, that should work. So then if I go to Bertolt, it just shows no data, and that's okay. No labels in result, no labels in result, and there's no smart devices. But then if I go back to Zeek, okay, this is the expected behavior. So now you can like see, is the drive healthy? This fixes a bug in my talk, and I'm happy now. Right, and then it'll actually show you all the smart data. It doesn't trend it. Actually, that's not hard to add. Edit. Smart device temp C. Smart device temp C. That was listed everywhere. Nice. So Linux metrics, I'm going to add visualization. It's going to be under metrics, smart device, temp C, host. Don't do that. Host. The one time I type it right. No. Stop that. There we go. Yay. I'm doing it by device because you're not going to run into like multiple different devices or whatever. Okay, so now let's make this not look like garbage. Min, max, mean. These have different label sets. Temp device C, DB, enable. This is some tomfoolery that's very interesting. Smart device temp C. Should use Kelvin or Kelvin. Okay. Why am I getting multiple then for device SDC? Script by host, so SDC power idle. That's trippy. So I want to do label name. So this would be device space power. There we go. Yay! I don't know why they have different things for that. But yeah, that's wild. Drive temp. Bottom. I like it over here. I don't want to do repeats, but I want to make the graph look not like garbage. Whoops. Gradient mode, solid dash. This one's... what's going on here? Color, series. Don't want to log one. I don't want both of them logged. Axis, time zone. Drive. I'm actually gonna let this one set min mean max. Oh, what's going on here? I'm gonna copy my own homework again. Shift mod, because I make some pretty dashboards, and then I just remember how to copy myself later. One of these series just like, it looks like it's consuming the others, and it's making everything else just look like hot garbage. Is the color palette different maybe? Dash solid So everything's on the left. Everything is on the left. Size that. Oh, they're painting on top of each other. Opacity now. Hue. Oh yeah, scheme's the one that looks really weird. Never, always. Celsius. What? Can't even spell Celsius today. Okay, so. I wonder if it's fill opacity that's making it look goofy. Fill opacity, yeah. Okay. I'm willing to call this good for the evening and just save it. I can work on it later. Just to see if there's a drive temp over time issue. Or duplicate. Okay, crap. You're too big. There we go. And then I think I want to order by yes. And I think fail is just blank for everything, so I'm going to exclude it. Yes, yeah. Okay. Just kidding. No one likes you, fail. There. So now I need to put like one more time series there, maybe. I keep on getting like one more, man. Device, exit status, wear out indicator. Device, uncorrectable, sector count, spin, retry, seek error rate. Threshold, value, worst, command. I need to add worst. Damn it. Road indicator? Is that one worth anything? No. Host. device. Smart. What? Yes, that one. Yeah, there we go. Then remove unit. Oh yeah, I have to type in none, because if you auto-complete it, it does. MISC number. Add scalar. Oh, what? Add. Alright, we're going to try hard mode. Code. Plus smart device. Huh, doesn't have right error. So now this guy needs to get called. Need errors. So then these should all collapse, and now I want to save it. Copy to dashboard, and then that should be it for me. Yeah, it was fun streaming tonight. Thanks for all of those who watched. This code. Just need to add in the one more thing just so I don't forget. Docs, roles, Grafana, files, dashboard, Linux. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. I have everything saved away, so I don't lose all my beautiful work, but it was fun. Thanks, Jacob, for coming on stream. Check out his channel, Panda IT. I'll update the description after the stream so it shows up. And now I need to stop.